Hey, YouTubers, Tazman here, bringing you another episode of Tazman's AI Dungeon. So in our last episode, we kind of talked about story cards, and we're actually going to jump more into a lot of different things. But I was kind of previewing. So with this series so far, there's been several times where I record a big thing and then I just like get flustered or whatever, and I end up scrapping that one. Then I record another time and I forget some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about that I came up with in the previous video or something like that. And I kind of had that thing. So my first four episodes were actually all pretty much scheduled and ready for release on YouTube 1 week at a time before you know, anyone ever saw anything. It was all scheduled, ready to go, so I couldn't do comments. The fifth video, which I believe was just the last one, was the first one I've recorded since it's actually started been uploading. And I'm trying to do that more regularly where I stay 1 week at a time, wait what your comments are, and kind of proceed that way. Really quick, that reminds me, let me just double check. I don't think there were any big comments going on. Oh, actually, no. Oh, I did the wrong comment in my last video. That's how on top of things I am. So, in the last video, I said I've been getting a comment from someone with a Russian looking name. As far as the characters go, I have no idea what they really are. But I mentioned that they're the ones that said something about the secret subscription tier and all that fun stuff. So they did say that uh, actually, I had to re-record that, so I might not have even meant, I don't know. I get a little flustered. Anyway, so they were saying that I don't have YouTube's permanent audio level on mobile, so your voice comes off quiet compared to the ads. And so I've turned up the gain on my microphone. Hopefully that doesn't pick up too much ambient noise for you. And I also moved it a little closer and more directionally towards me as I speak. So hopefully that will fix that issue so that, when I'm talking, you have to turn it up because it comes through really quiet. And then all of a sudden a commercial comes in and it just blows your eardrums out. I'm very sorry for that. And uh, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce. I don't even know what any of those letters. There's an A, so I know there's an A M, a backwards N. So I don't even know how to begin to pronounce whatever that name is, or the YouTube handle, whatever you want to call it. So I hopefully will have that fixed. My other option is post recording. When I go to edit it and stuff, I actually increase the gain or the decibels on the actual track that has my audio, which is, that one's a hit or miss because I almost have to turn it up and then go listen to the whole video to make sure I don't go redline anywhere where all of a sudden I'm really loud, which I could do because I do know sometimes I'll get quiet when I'm thinking of things and then all of a sudden get a lot louder. Um, is this one of the ones? Let me just check real quick. No. So that is all, I'm going to try and do better. I always like it. I don't think, I got any kind of dislike from that. I do get sometimes dislikes, and I really would appreciate it if you do dislike it. Let me know why so I can fix it. Other words, you're just going to keep disliking it. All right, well, that's enough ranting for the first 4 minutes of this video. I apologize for that. So, what was I already talking about? About things that I ended up thinking that, oh, I forgot to actually do that in the last video. And so that's one of the things I want to do in this video is a couple ideas on how you can control the story. Because we did talk about, let's just go into our Princess Camille here. And the guy, our friend, that was saying, I don't get it. Why is all that? Actually, I don't remember if I recorded that one twice and was able. I have to go look. So anyway, this is the one where we were saying that yes, we want to limit it and make it so that it only draws our story card when we draw Moon Whisper or whatever, then it will actually say stuff about the spectral bow. I think I'm gonna have to go look at all my stuff. So one other thing I want to talk about is the AI will take anything, I mean, literally anything that you can actually type in and it will run with it. And there's various ways you can do that. We talked about the main ways, which is clicking on the do action when you're actually doing an action, whether it's a say, whether you're just saying, all you do is type in what you say, no quotes or anything like that. Difference with the do action is you're doing something. You can also include when you're saying something. A lot of times I might say, I say in an angry voice, and then actually, say what I say in double quotes. I can't do that with a say. The say simply is you're speaking. It doesn't look at any kind of tone. It doesn't look at any kind of hidden uh hidden meanings to the way you're talking. Is it an angry voice? Is it more of a questioning voice or whatever? I guess that's all tone. But anyway, so you can control your side of the story from there. The other thing you can do is do the story where you're actually changing the actual story. And I think I went over all these really well. But one thing I wanted to talk about is you can also change the story directly by clicking up here, just left clicking once. I don't know if it'll do it here. Oh yeah. And then clicking edit. So the one thing to always remember is when you're in this edit mode, and it jumped back out, it does that a lot. When you're in this edit mode, I gotta sneeze. Okay, sorry. Hopefully I got that mute done in time. Um, so when you're in this edit mode, you always want to make sure you're talking. You never say I unless it's within quotes because that's an actual quote. But for example, you want to use the you or the your types of words. So here you can see it says you see because this is actually what's passed to the engine and will be passed to the engine when it does updates, or it continues the story and it looks at previous things that have been said. It's going to look at this, and it doesn't really like I and me and my and uh those type of things. So it always translates those to you and your, and maybe just those. So you can actually change things in here. Like we could say, that, we can actually get rid of, so if I like this part, but I don't like this part, I can actually just delete that part. If I wanted to say, that a bear breaks into the room, a bear comes into the room, like that. And then if I click off, so my options here now, I can react to this as if this was what the story was generating for me, or I can actually just hit continue and let the story look at that previous thing and draw from it. Either way is fine. Like I could say a bear comes in the room and now I could draw my bow, or I could take a bazooka off my back and aim it at it, or whatever. The AI is going to run with no matter what you do. So I'm going to hit continue real quick, and we're going to see this bear all of a sudden come into the room. It's fierce, and I'm sure he might try and do something. So he looks at you, and then Sir Thomas, the bear is wearing an expensive wow, this is a weird bear. Wearing an expensive suit, and you can see he's wearing a gold watch on his wrist. I was not expecting that. uh, and speaks in a cultured accent. Ah, I see we have both of a princess and her protector. How fortunate. The bear moves closer to you, towering above the both of you. Sir Thomas moves to place himself between you and the bear, raising his sword. Stand back, beast! You have no right to be in here. The bear smirks, his long fangs glinting in the torchlight. Oh, but I do. My master sends his regards, Princess Camille. So as you can see, it just ran with it. And then if I all of a sudden say, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull out a bazooka and shoot it. So I pull out a bazooka. I should probably pick words that I know how to spell. Bazooka, maybe? I think I got it right. Pull out a bazooka and shoot it. Now, will it actually take into consideration this is going to be a giant explosion? It's probably going to kill all three of us? I don't know. Who knows? Let's just see what it does. So let's run with that. I blow the bear to bits. Cooked bear. The bazooka roars. So as you can see, no problem at all running with exactly what I have. Where'd I get a bazooka? It doesn't care. I said I had one. I have one. So let's see what happens. The bazooka roars in a this is not going to be good. The bazooka roars in the confined space. The sound deafening as the projectile streaks towards the bear. The backblast knocks you off your feet as the explosive round detonates in the bear's chest. His massive form hurled backwards with tremendous force, slamming into the far wall with bone-crushing impact. Chunks of masonry rain down as he crumples to the floor. His expensive suit, it's only torn. I would think it'd be obliterated. And smoking, dark blood pooling beneath him. Sir Thomas stares in shock, his sword still raised. My lady, where did you? He trails off as he sees the weapon in your hands. Before he can process this revelation, the bear groans. He survived? He took a bazooka blast to the chest and survived? What? You gotta be kidding. Oh my goodness. Let's see if he says something. The bear's chest cavity, a mess of torn flesh, shattered. Okay, no, maybe he didn't survive. And his shattered ribs, his golden watch still somehow intact, which is kind of weird. It's a pocket watch, usually right next to his chest. He coughs wetly, blood spraying onto the stone floor as he tries to push himself up on his arms. His yellow eyes lock on tears with unnatural intensity. Impressive, he wheezes, his cultural accent slurred by the damage to his mouth, like he's blown off. The princess has teeth after all. I don't remember the voice I did for him earlier. He coughs again, spray of blood arcing across the room. My master will be most interested in this fact, or in that fact. The bear's claws dig into the stone as he drags himself forward, his massive form leaving a trail of red in his wake. How did he survive that? Let's say so maybe we want to change it and say, haha, you missed. Impressive, but you missed. UMISS, missed. I just had some blood packets. Blood packets on me. And let's continue that. See how he runs with just having blood packets. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you take the story in some weird arc like this, and then you're like, oh, never mind, I don't want to do that, and you try and go back, you erase too many steps, it's already got that stuff kind of committed to memories, and it's going to still hang on those. So the bear's laughter is wet and gurgling as he crawls towards you. His movement unnaturally his movements unnaturally fluid. Despite the devastation to his torso, his golden watch catches the torchlight as he drags himself forward, the numbers ticking steadily on. The knight, Sir Thomas, moves to intercept the bear. But the bear I can't read, I'm sorry. But the bear slashes out with one massive paw, sending him sprawling against the far wall. The knight's head cracks against the stone. He crumples unconscious, or worse. I do love a princess with spirit, he rasps. Uh, Now only a few feet away, his breath smells of blood and copper hot against your face as he raises his other clawed hand. But my master prefers his toys intact. So there you go. Somehow this bear took a direct hit from a bazooka and survived and said, haha, you missed. Um, so if we came back up, let's say we did come, I'm not sure if this is going to be far enough. It might, but if we kind of go back out and we don't have the bear anymore, so the bear in the room right here, we're going to go ahead and back that part out. And let's just continue here and see if it remembers the bear. It might not be enough memories for it to actually pull the bear in. Um, so Sir Thomas keeps his vigilant stance at the door, broad shoulders blocking as much of the view through, through the small window. The sounds of battle echo through the thick walls, shouts, screams, metallic ring. So it doesn't sound like here it actually has been far enough that it forgot the bear. And we can actually double check some things, go in here to our view context. By the way, there's that new button that says report issue. Haven't used that yet, haven't needed to. I haven't really found what thought was an issue. So here we can see we're actually, everything is available right now. We're not that far into this story. We're not even using our extra tokens. So I'm assuming if we go in here and actually say show the stuff that explore memories, we can see it's not showing me. Oh, because it didn't have to actually do memories, right? Oh, actually, no, it's shown unused. Action tokens, maybe? I don't think we have the story far enough so it can actually just get rid of stuff. But once a memory gets to the point where it gets put into the stored memories but not lost, those ones it doesn't necessarily know. I from what I understand, it doesn't know how to pick and choose and pull those out and delete them if you simply roll back. So that was a big thing I wanted to make sure I covered. I don't think I covered it in my original video, but it was something I did in one of the iterations that I did record. So let's see, we're at 70 minutes. It might go long if I try and do this. We're going to, how should I do this? We're going to do another thing real quick. So I'm going to say, for example, I'm a wizard, you know, kind of like Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Harry. So we're gonna give us some powers. Now, one thing you can actually do with spell cards too is kind of limit it because, as I said, here it will let you do anything in the entire world that you can imagine, and it will run with it as part of the story. You can actually stick some gates on yourself if you like, and I been experimenting with this. So far it seems to be working as I would expect it to. But let's say that one of our plot essentials here, and we could even put it probably in the AI one, but it's actually pretty big already. So I'm going to stick it in plot essentials right now. And I'm going to say you can only cast spell spells that are in your spellbook. So now we have this saying that you can only cast spells that are in your spell book. That spell book, is that not a word? Spell hyphen book? All right, let's do that. So you can only cast spells that are in your spell book. So what I want to do, because I don't want it to trigger any time the word spell book is mentioned, I want it to be specifically your spell book. So we're going to create a card, and I'm actually going to create a your spell book and my spell book. I don't think the my really triggers anything, but that's how I actually type it when I do it. So just to be safe, I'm going to have both of them. So we are going to say that, you know, we have a spell book now. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to custom. I'm going to do a maybe book. I don't think that matters at all. And we'll call it, who is this? Camille? Cami. Hello, Camille's spellbook. I swear it feels like that should just be a word. And then down here, what we're going to do is have it be your spell book with a space in front of it. And then we'll do a comma, and we're going to also do my spell book. And we'll say my. And then, just for the testing here, we're going to say we have Firebolt. Okay. So, do I want to say your? I think I can say your because it's talking about me. So your. If this was a person, I'd need the name. In other words, it just looks at it as nothing. But since our spellbook doesn't have a name or anything, I'm just gonna say your SPE spell hyphen book has the following SPELLS and following the following spells with following. There we go. So the following spells. And then I'm just going to put a period. And then I'm going to add, let's add just a couple spells. Let's say FIRE hyphen bolt. So I have fire. Oh my goodness. It would help if I could type. So let's say we have Firebolt. What else should we have? Heal. Sure, why not? And what's another good one? How about Ice Knife? ICE-CAN-IFE. So these are the spells that we know how to spell now according to this. So I am, now let me just double check and see. So you can only cast spells that are in your spell book. In theory, that should work. Let's go ahead and try it. I'm going to try and cast, I cast Cloud of Daggers. Cloud of Daggers. And let's see if it works right. My guess, no, because every time I do these things more live, things screw up. So hopefully this works. Please don't work. I mean, please don't let me cast it. The magical incantation rolls off your tongue, Cloud of Daggers, and a swirl of metallic shards. No, you're not supposed to do that. Dang it. Let me just double check this real quick. View context. It is not pulling our oh, I know why. Duh. I can't, I need to actually invoke the spell book because right now it's saying you can only do things in your spell book. So I'm going to erase this real quick. Um, so maybe I should also have the spell book invoked because we know these are always invoked, but we also want to invoke our spell book maybe with I cast or you cast and I cast. Let's add those as well. Because rarely do you ever say, I look in my spell book and find the spell Cloud of Daggers. So this actually might have kind of been a good thing. Let's pretend it was. So I'm going to say I cast. Well, let's do the U first. You cast. And a comma. And I cast. And a comma. So we have, that really bugs me. I can't have an I that's not uppercase. It has to be uppercase. All right, now hopefully it will work right. So let's go ahead, take a turn again. Let's do I cast CLO Cloud of Daggers. See, so like I said, if it doesn't know better, it's going to let you have the world. I could cast Explode the World and it would do that. But let's see if this works. Please work. Please. Please. Don't make me look dumb. The air in the small chamber, or I don't think it's working yet. It invoked the thing that time. All right, let me just see. Maybe it didn't actually work. Maybe tiny daggers materialize in space before you. Raise your edges. Confine the core. Darn it! It worked in my testing, but it might be because I already cast it. Let's try. Let's try a different spell. Just see if it works right. So back here again. Let's cast. I cast. Toll the Dead, maybe. Toll the Dead. Can you please just work once for me? I will look this up and make sure it's working right. Um, Maybe I should change the verbiage of this. Sometimes it's the verbiage. So you are, yeah, I think that's fine. I wonder if it has to be, I don't know. You are only able to cast spells that are listed, maybe? That are listed or found listed in your. Oh, did I do the hyphens? I might not have done the hyphens. Do, do, do. No, I did. Hyphen, hyphen. So you cast, I cast, we cast, they cast, she cast, he cast, whatever else. All right, let's try another. Like I said, probably won't work. I mean, I got the main thing I wanted out of this one. I was hoping just to tie up space, and now we're taking up more time. And now all of a sudden we're like into the 26-minute mark. So I cast Toll the Dead. Let's see. Please tell me I can't do it. I give you permission. Say, no, it doesn't work. You open your spellbook to the page containing the spell and begin the incantation. The magical words flow from your lips. It's not in my spellbook. Uh, who has practiced often? Toll the dead, toll the knell, raise them from the slumber, toll the bell. I guess that's what I say. The temperature in the room sharply. Okay, that didn't work. I'm going to research that because it has worked before. I just have to get the right verbiage and the right info. But as you can see, it should be showing that we are invoking that card now. So if we go to our story cards, that yes, it is getting Camille's spell book, but let me check my spell book real quick because it's saying I have everything in my spell book right now. Your spell book has the following spells: Firebolt, Heal, Ice Knife. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. All right, I'm gonna look into it. I was hoping I was gonna give you a little bonus with this one, but I really wanted to make sure I had a friend that I was explaining this to, and he watched my videos, and he got a little confused because his story wasn't working the way he wanted. So I had to explain, you can actually, you don't have to do it, where it says something and then you go say something after that changes what was said above. You can actually go into that first paragraph above and actually change it there, and it will run with it right away instead of having to kind of, oh, nope, never mind, I lied, kind of thing. So yeah, sorry that this video wasn't 100% perfect. Uh, the main thing I wanted to get out, I did. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Tell other people about my channel. Check it out. If they like what they see, they can sub. We grow the channel. Everybody wins. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.